So we got a few sports topics to get into with Pete Thompson. But then after we're done with the sports topics, I have some very important non-sport topics to have some fun with Pete here on a Tuesday. Pete, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah, sports topics, non-sports topics, whatever order you'd like to go in. I heard you guys talk about Chris Bryant. I mean, come on. Whoever's floating that rumor out there, are they the same jerk that started the Trout thing and then just kept putting more fuel on the fire, fanning the flames until even my dumb ass believed him, and then all of a sudden, blammo, stay with the Angels, tanks for nothing.
Well, the Trout thing at least had some legs, Pete, because he's a local guy, and him and
the
Harper
Bryant
were
thing,
talking.
The way you explained that Bryant thing, I could see some idiot reading that and going, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, of course there's someone who can read that and make sense, but the reality is that the Cubs are trading Chris Bryant. You and I both know that.
How do you know that? How do you know that? Are you in Tom Ricketts' office? How do you know that?
Because I'm going off an educated assumption that he's younger than Anthony Rizzo. He's a guy who's basically going to be the face of the franchise, him and Baez moving forward. The fact that Joe Maddon's not going to be the manager there forever, they got to give people a reason to keep buying jerseys and buying, gargantuan prices for concessions. They're not going to go and spend all that money just because they're the Cubs. Yeah, the Cubs always sell out, but there's a difference between tickets and merchandise, Pete. You know that.
That's true. I will say this, though. Look, Ricketts may sell Bryant, quote unquote, so to speak, just because he has to pay for his father's legal defense fund. But that's a whole other story. And if you get that one, then you've really explored the Ricketts family much deeper than I thought we should even talk about him. So what else you got for me? Tell me your sports stuff. We could argue back and forth, and then the whole segment will be over. So
well, speaking of baseball, Pete, the Phillies opening day is a couple days away. You excited? You not excited? You amped up? You kind of indifferent? How do you feel?
I'm totally stoked. I mean, look, my father is going to the Sunday night game, and he's like, why is it a night game? And I'm like, because the Phillies have some juice now. And he's like, but I'm cold. I don't want to be cold. It's a Sunday game. It's supposed to be a day. And, somewhere that sound you hear is him cringing when I say, look, no 80-year-old man should have to sit out in the cold on Sunday night. I get that. The cringe was him somewhere feeling me just announcing his age on the radio, and that sound you heard was him going, Peter, don't tell people how old I am. But, hey, nobody's listening, right? We're just having a conversation. It's all good.
Right,
but, yeah, no, I'm totally stoked about the Phillies. I'm cautiously optimistic. Let's put it that way. I think that's a great way to describe that because, look, when's the last time that you saw a headline that not only said opening day tickets are sold out, but here's what the prices are on the secondary market? I mean, at least you'd say for the first month, and I think that Bryce Harper special airs tonight on NBC Sports Philadelphia, but at least for the first month. Now, if they come out and totally bleep the bed, people just go right to the Sixers or get drawn away to what the Eagles are doing in the draft and all that stuff. But I really don't think they're going to. I think they're going to compete.
Speaking of the Sixers, Pete, you as upset as I am about the 21-point loss last night, or?
Man, Josh went a little crazy, Pete.
Well, are you taking the Ryan approach of saying, well, that's how they respond the next game?
I heard Rant 2.0, so I didn't hear the original one, which I'm sure was awesome. But I heard like the light one, like Diet Josh, just like the little touch on it, like where you recapped and started to get fired up again. Here's what I know, okay? If Ben Simmons allegedly went out and had a few Shastas and a couple cocktails, and that affected his play, well, yeah, I'm pissed. But I'm also in Ryan's camp, which is, hello, 2019 called. This is the reality. Players have been doing this for years. The only difference is now we know about it because somebody saw that was Ben Simmons or somebody took a picture. I guarantee you, like Charles Barkley, Rick Mahorn, the guys back in the day, these guys weren't choir boys. They were out having all kinds of fun.
But, Pete, Chuck has even admitted that some of his best games were when he was hungover.
Well, sure. And, I mean, don't you think, right, don't we have, aren't they trying to legalize a certain substance in New Jersey right now?
Sure.
Don't you think there are NBA players that have played that way?
100%.
Dude, I was in the zone, man. I was in the zone.
Yo, man,
100%.
His name is Rod Strickland.
Hey, don't pickle my boy Rod Strickland. Wasn't he out in Nebraska?
I don't remember that part.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's Eric Strickland. My bad. See how PT does that? You give a last name, I'll give you the exact wrong player. But
you just throw out the first name that comes to your mind.
Right. I'll take Strickland's for 100, please, Alex.
Rod, no. Eric, no, wait, no.
Rod Strickland went to DePaul, by the way.
Ryan, this was before your time, but, nothing goes down in sports bass history better than Brooke Lopez. Nothing goes better down than that.
That was legendary.
Josh is dying.
Of course Josh is dying. Yeah.
Right. Somewhere even Gil just smiled because he knows that he wasn't letting me off the hook because I was twisting and dangling and dying on the vine.
So, PT, Josh and I had some fun today. We talked about a lot of different things. One thing that we touched on was, and we talked a little bit about it during yesterday's show as well, but the excitement level of opening day on Thursday. So there's a lot of factors that go into, this topic. One being it's March 28th. Are you kidding me? The other one being, we talked about this last summer with you on the show a lot. Phillies baseball in general, blah, blah, blah. That whole conversation of it's not where it used to be. It's falling with social media and a lot of other things. But the Phillies get Bryce Harper. They add some other pieces as well. I personally feel like the hype should be more than it is. Maybe we just need to wait until the season gets started. Maybe the season's starting too soon. What's your thoughts on Phillies baseball as we gear up for Thursday? Because we're not going to talk to you again until next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that. I'll say this first and foremost. The weather's supposed to be outstanding, right?
Yep, which is good.
My boy Dan Skeldon used to call it the pick day of the week, my pick day of the week, right? Or I'm sure Nor'easter Nick has a name for that. I should drop every weather person I've ever met so they don't get offended.
Here we go.
But I'll say this, the weather's going to be outstanding, right? The sellout is already guaranteed.
Yeah.
So then the quote-unquote independent ticket brokers outside the ballpark are thrilled because they have a sellout, right? Everybody's going to get there, even if they lose that game, which traditionally the Phillies have lost a lot of home openers, especially when there's so much hype and promise, right? It's supposed to be 59 degrees and partly cloudy on Thursday for that day game. I mean, that's going to be as nice a day as it's going to be. But here's the deal. That game and then Sunday night, that's basically their 2-game audition to show the rest of the league, the rest of baseball, and the rest of the Delaware Valley, are they for real or not? Because that's about how much time people are going to give them. If they lose the first game, whatever, blah, blah. But they go out, if they go 0-2 and they look terrible, I guarantee you there are going to be people out there like, stupid Phillies, can't believe I bought into them. I'm in. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. But it's that pace of game, Ryan, that there's a reason that people still gravitate toward the NBA when the athletes go out and party too much. Yeah. Although, I mean, geez, if I'm going to throw Ben Simmons under the bus, didn't players play Fortnite last year on the Phillies?
Yes, they did.
According to Carlos Santana. I mean, this is the reality of sports, right? I don't know what the Flyers are doing in their off time, but it must be wrong, right? I mean, God, we're in such a gotcha society.
When you say people are going to say, if they go 0-2 or they have a rough opening day, whatever it may be, a rough opening series, do you think people are going to jump ship early, or do you think the magnifying glass is on them so the criticism is going to be intensified? Like, what do you mean by that?
I don't think they're jumping ship. I just mean you only get one chance to make a good first impression, right? That's a Jim Thompson line if I'm going to keep quoting my father, right? Yep. So you only get one chance. So opening day, whatever they do, the crowd's going to be hyped, right? Because the weather's going to be nice and they got Bryce Harper and whatever. They win, they lose, whatever, right? But by opening day, and then isn't that a national TV game on Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken? I think they're second. So they play Thursday opening day, they're off Friday, Saturday, whatever game time that is, and then boom, Sunday. So right out of the gate, in the first 2 or 3 games, they have 2 chances to really grab, MLB Network and ESPN and national beat writers and, all these people out there that think well, they got Bryce Harper, but they really didn't do anything to improve their rotation, or we're not sure how the bullpen's going to work out. Everybody wants the answer immediately, including the fans. I just think that they have to have a good April. I'll back it off to say they have to have a good April, which a lot of times they haven't had. But, it is a 162-game season.
All right, Pete, I got some non-Philly sports stuff for you, okay?
But we were having so much fun on the good stuff. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
So
I
first,
like this other stuff too.
So first of all, we've gotten sightings from turkey vultures throughout the day, because if you didn't hear, a turkey vulture crashed through Stephen A. Smith's office this morning. It left a pretty big hole there. They replaced the window, and the vulture's fine. It's okay, but
Thank goodness.
I want to know, Pete, do you have any stories of turkey vulture or vulture encounters?
Well, wild turkeys, and not the drink, although if you have one of those, please pass it along. The wild turkeys are in my complex. So I have now, I'm like Tony Soprano, the Ducks. I have now gone from watching like 2 turkeys who just walk around to, of course, they multiply. So now there's like a whole turkey gathering, right? That, there are times, and they walk around like they own the damn place.
Of course they do.
Now I actually have to be somewhere in the morning. And so the other morning I just came out and I damn near ran over 2 of them as I was pulling out of my spot and trying to get out of my complex. And so turkey vultures, I don't know that I necessarily have a lot of experience with, but wild turkeys, they rule the roost over here in Galloway where I live. So one of these days, if I'm not paying attention, I'm going to take one of them out.
PT, have you ever been attacked by an animal? Any animal?
Ever been attacked? No,
Dog, cat?
Yeah, I had a friend of mine that won a lawsuit because she got attacked by a dog, so they settled out of court. She had some scratch on her face for years or something, but hey, she got her college paid for. Have I been attacked? Let's think about that. I mean, I'm a little older and wiser now. I don't just stick my hand in any dog's face or anything like that. I think I've been bit by something like a fish or, I don't like, I don't know, I don't like going, I don't like when you can't see your feet. And I don't like things biting at my feet. So I'm a big wuss when it comes to going in the ocean because I have no idea what's crawling around down there trying to, chomp on my big toe. It's like, oh, yeah, here's lunch.
Fair enough.
That's my way that I would answer that.
Okay.
So, Pete, I for those who don't know, we have interns who come in the building. You are familiar with them, Pete. And one of the intern candidates dropped your name in his cover letter.
Oh my God.
And he referred to you as Mr. Peter Thompson.
Oh, boy.
I knew it wasn't your dad because this young man would probably never have met your dad. And also, he's a Temple alumni. So
right.
I think you need to educate the current generation on the fact that you're known as Pete with a PT, not Peter Thompson.
Well, and I have an idea of who this person is. In fact, I can quickly identify and know that I met someone at the Broadcast Pioneers of Philadelphia luncheon, and this is 2 years ago, okay? And this kid's dream, all he wants to do is be Colin Cowherd. All he wants to do is be Dan Le Batard. All he wants to do is do what you guys are doing, right? But here's what's even a funnier twist, and you'll have to ask him this, Josh. I believe that he may not have written that letter himself. I believe his father might have written.
Wow. What a heavy accusation.
That's a nice twist there we got going on.
But I can neither confirm nor deny that. It's just a guess. But I think I know the individual you're talking about. Certainly he's passionate about wanting to get in. So passionate that he doesn't take the time to figure out that my name is Pete or PT. Peter is like if you're confirming me or you're my 3rd grade teacher. Okay? So let's cut that Peter right on out.
All right, Pete, one more for you before we let you go. Again, Tuesday with Thompson. Pete Thompson joining us at the World Wakanda Hotline. Josh Hennig and Ryan Rothstein filling in for Mike Gill on a Tuesday. So, Pete, Ryan's wearing a very spiffy AFL Atlantic City Blackjack shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And your name came up yesterday, Pete, because I was informed that you are one of the judges for these dance auditions this week.
I am one of the judges, and get this. Okay, so here's the reality. First and foremost, I've seen that Blackjack shirt. I hope they make it big enough for me because the PT will definitely be wearing one. Okay?
They do.
I have seen that shirt. And I hope there's enough fabric to cover me because I will purchase one. Let's just address that right out of the gate.
Okay.
Two, I am a judge, but you know who allegedly also is supposed to be a judge for that contest?
Who's that?
Dr. Florida himself, Mike Gill.
Wow.
See, here's the thing. Now,
that's what I was told on the other end.
Okay, so now here's our panel. It's you. It's you, Mike Gill. Are you Ryan on this panel?
No, I'm hosting the event.
Okay, you're hosting it. From what I understand, Chelsea as well from Sojo 1049 is going to be there.
Great.
So,
I love Chelsea.
But Pete, there's a problem here.
and some other various D-list celebrities. But you don't have to say that. But go ahead, Josh.
The one person who actually knows what they would be judging has not been invited to this event.
Mm.
And who is that?
Me!
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's a dance expert now, Pete.
How is that? What's that dance studio? Alvin Ailey or whatever?
I don't know.
I probably know more about the choreography of dance than you and Mike Gill combined.
Oh, I totally believe that. But, sorry, buddy. This is a tough assignment, but somebody's got to do it.
No, this is not a tough assignment. No, this is another factor of why you're the PT and I'm not. Because nobody recognizes
clearly
the
Josh,
workaholic.
Josh is a little fired up.
Yeah, he is.
The workaholic who doesn't
day,
get invited to things half the time. But because
it's not that we just next year we'll include you. I promise. This is what I know, Josh. Okay, I was told by someone with the Blackjacks. I'm like, so we're really gonna we're the ones that have to pick the team. Like, well, we're using you as a recommendation, but we are gonna have a judge on there that actually knows dance. And I'm like, oh, thank God.
You're there for the laughs.
Right. Don't just put it up to me and MG and Chelsea and other various minor league celebrities. Right.
Man, Josh is heated, Pete.
Josh is not getting any answers he likes, Ryan.
No, he's not. There's nothing you could have said.
I'm just not hearing any good answers. That's all.
Do you want me to formally extend you an invite right now?
No, because that's a weak move. Why should someone get invited after the fact? The fact that nobody thought of me is really disappointing.
Yeah, it's a pity. It's a pity invite.
About it on the radio, and then when somebody publicly invites you, say, "Well, I don't accept your invitation."
I do not accept. It's too late. You can come to the party. I don't want to come to the party.
Right, but there's cake. I mean, come on. You want to come?
Oh, man. PT, you're the best. We enjoy you coming on with us every Tuesday. And guess what? I'll see you Friday, my man.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. And let's see here. War, Kathy Ireland, and Elle McPherson, I'm out.
I had a great convo with Marcus Hayes alongside Josh about SI cover models and creating a bracket and a power ranking of them.
I was listening.
Don't forget about Raquel Welch.
Yep.
And Sophia Loren.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
You got to hit all four bases. If you're going to go the hotties, you got to hit all four.
Pete, you owe me a beer.
Touch them all, boys.
All right, PT.
That didn't come out right.
Later.
That was baseball. That didn't come out right.
No, it didn't.
I got to qualify that.
See you later, Pete.